Corporate spaces always say that they love innovation and to bring your talents and your skills. But when was the last time that an innovative idea was really taken on and ran with, or you were able to use your talents and skills? If you're tired of shrinking and playing small and playing the game just to survive, then this video is for you. So I spent a long time in an organization where it says that leaders should be innovative and to think outside the box. But whenever a really good idea was raised, at best it was ignored and at worst it was just totally shut down. The word innovation is used to fluff the job ad and it entices you when you get to interview stage. But when you get in, it's all about conformity. And the longer you stay in organizations such as that is the more you shrink and are expected to conform and shrink. But let's be totally balanced, because conformity actually does have its place. If you are an established organization, you need a level of conformity so that things go according to plan. You need a level of conformity to maintain targets, quotas, KPIs, and agreements that you might have. And that consistent output is what will maintain the organization's reputation. And reputation is everything. Where you've got each department and role knowing exactly what's expected of them, that makes for cohesiveness, it makes for a streamlined operation, and it makes for harmony and efficiency. You haven't got people going off in different tangents, and when new people come in, you know exactly where to slot them and they know exactly what's expected of them. But where there is no balance, conformity can stifle innovative ideas and growth. And where new ideas are being quashed, what some of these organizations create is an echo chamber. The only correct answers are the ones that fit in with historic policies and the way that we've always done it like this around here. Have you ever been in an organization where, oh, we've got this new policy coming in or new procedure, and you realize you've been there for long enough and it's one that you already did 4 years ago, but it's just called something else? Echo chamber. I once had a director, and I always refer to him as a breath of fresh air when he came into the organization, and he would always encourage fresh ideas and trying new things. And his motto was, if you're going to try something, do it, fail fast and fail forward. And that felt freeing. The problem is that the organization that we worked in didn't value deviation from the norms. And if you failed, yeah, you could probably fail fast, but you could also fail fatal. And that could cost your job, your career, your standing. And so for many people, even though it felt like there was permission to try new things, you wouldn't, because you didn't want to be the person to mess up and lose your job. There wasn't the assured safety that you would be protected if you did fail. And what that does is create an army of yes men, an army of people who are stifled and silent. And that leads to demotivation. And being that cog in the system will mean that, yeah, you're great at operating here, but overall, you become de-skilled. And the downside for organizations, when people start clamming up and realizing that sharing ideas and trying to be innovative isn't getting them anywhere, then those organizations begin hemorrhaging good, talented staff. And that's why I speak about the importance of psychological safety, because it's important to be in spaces where you feel valued and feel heard, because that directly impacts on your emotional and your physical health. And that sense of inclusion is so important in every relationship that we find ourselves in, because without it comes isolation, stress, and a loss in that overall happiness that we're all entitled to. And that leads to depression, amongst other things. So what do you do when you feel yourself being dulled down, feeling yourself becoming de-skilled, and you don't just want to be a cog, keeping your head down and playing it safe? The first thing you have to do is get really clear on your identity. Corporate systems are not designed to serve your goals. You go in there to serve its. So it's really important that you get clear on who you are outside of your identity, outside of your job title and description. The second thing you want to do is create boundaries for when you're in these spaces where you're not able to use your talents and your skills. You need to be able to find outlets and avenues where you can use your skills and your talents. Because the worst thing is to be in a space where you're going in daily, you're not able to come up with innovative ideas and try new things, but you're literally just there going through the motion and feeling yourself getting de-skilled and dulled. The third thing you want to do is really look inwardly and start using your values as a compass. seriously. You need to take some time away and ask yourself, does my current situation align with my values? Seriously, have that conversation with yourself. And if it doesn't, you need to ask yourself, is this the space for me? There are many times that we are doing things just because it's expected of us, just because we've been there for a long time, and it no longer aligns with our values. And we are entitled to want change and move forward and to grow. The travesty is if we stay in spaces that no longer align with our values and we stay there just because it's expected. The fourth thing you want to do is leverage your corporate experience. You're in there. There are other skills in there that you can build on. There's the credibility of being in that space. So capitalize on those things. It might be mentoring, it might be other training. Use those things and capitalize on those things so that you can use them for your future freedom. And if you are a leader, do not be afraid to trial small projects within the safety of your team. There were times when I was leading teams in corporate where there were certain directions that came down and I amended them to meet the needs of my team. I sat with my team and asked them, what would help you work through this? And the beauty of that is that they were able to take ownership of it. Targets were still being met. And in the grand scheme of things, that's all corporate wants to know. Are you meeting the targets? Is quality being maintained? Right, great. Whatever that team is doing, keep going. But as an individual and a leader, it's really important that you find spaces that align with your values. You really need to listen to your team and embrace the learning that comes with every failure. If you can create a space where your team feels safe to share ideas, to try new things, and to use their skills, you will be creating a space that's psychologically safe. You will have less sickness, you will have less people away with stress, and you will have less burnout. So if you find yourself shrinking, I really want you to take stock today. Evaluate where you are in your journey. Is this space still for you, or do you need to pivot or change something in your journey? Do not let corporate strip away your identity, which leads to a stripping away of your dreams. The trick is learning how to survive corporate so that you can live the life that you want to design beyond it. So if you want more tips and strategies on how you can survive corporate and how you can design the life and brand that you want, then join us in the community where you're going to find more like-minded people who are doing just the same. So until the next video, take care. Bye.